Welcome to another episode of the Federal Church Presents Better Than Bloomberg, covering the global financial collapse 2023, the worst ever. Another good note from Zero Hedge. This one is a good follow-up to the last video, too, where this one was published before Lagarde, hiked 50 basis points. But it goes along with what I was saying. Some EU banks may be vulnerable. Not some. Probably damn near all of them. Especially the pigs banks. Because they were already teetering on the fucking brink of insolvency there. Or collapsing. Some EU banks may be vulnerable. ECB tells ministers no room for complacency. The world was saved there briefly overnight after S&B's giant liquidity shot into Credit Suisse. Now again, Credit Suisse is okay. It's one of the G-SIBs, it's one of the fucking SIFIs, and it'll probably be fine. Not some of its businesses, especially with the dipshit trade, which they're known to be a problem with, especially with their affirmative action. But now there's all the other banks in the EU, and they're fine. And especially the pigs banks, if they did the dipshit trade, which I'm sure most of them did, because they do it by convention. They don't bother thinking why they do it. However, the situation under the hood may in fact be worse than some thought, as Bloomberg reports, according to people familiar with the talks, that ECB Vice President Luis de Guindos told finance ministers on Tuesday that some European Union banks could be vulnerable to rising interest rates. That would probably be because, they're going to have EU debt too. And those will get more worthless. But they're going to have a lot of US toiletries too. And then they're even more fucked. The little currency thing. So, there you go. And she has to raise rates because she can't weaken the euro against the dollar. Guindos said that the ECB couldn't rule out that some lenders might be at risk because of their business models, according to the people. The market did not like that reality check, with European investment-grade credit spreads now above yesterday's high. And, it really should skyrocket. It should. Guindos also cautioned not to be complacent and warned that a lack of confidence could trigger contagion. It's not contagion. It's dipshit. Now, the banks will fail, and they'll take down everything that's attached to it, that is linked to it. But it's not that one bank is going to cause another bank to fail. It's going to be that this bank had a bunch of dipshits, kind of like Credit Suisse, kind of like Deutsche Bank. What happens when you hire the affirmative action? And then one bank goes down because of dipshit, other bank goes down because of dipshit. Not exactly the kind of contagion like in Lehman. Because again, Lehman is a much better situation than this one. At least if you were in fucking Lehman times, you would have had some real estate that was actually worth something and worth even more now, 15 years later. 15 years from now, these toiletries in these European sovereign debt is going to be worth shit. Guaranteed. Touching on a likely key, especially Europe too, they print a lot of money over there, welfare states. Touching on a likely key theme of Thursday's rate decision, Guindos highlighted a potential conflict between the ECB's mission to bring down inflation and potential damage to some financial institutions, higher interest rates. And after that headline on bank vulnerability, the odds of a 50 basis point hike tumbled, even though, again, this was written before she did, and she did hike 50 basis points. What will Christine do? She hiked 50 basis points. And this is just the Eurozone. Just imagine how fucking third world is. They're much more fucking. Asia too. Especially because, they're the biggest fucking toiletry holders. Japan. Who keeps printing money like it's nobody's business? Japan. The Asian economies too. So, gonna be a lot of the dipshit trade going on. And again, don't forget to donate, because your donations are your salvation. Don't forget to pay the tithe. 10% of gross income. Can't hide that from God. Donate. Bitcoin will uncle up.